Yes. So let me see. What am I, begging from? Oh, here's Trump begging for money. While I look for this other video, while we're on the subject of how Trump is the type of hypocrite that Jesus warned us about, just in time for Holy Week and Easter Sunday.
7 months. It's going to be the most important day in the history of our country. We're going to take back our country. We're going to make America great again. Anything you can do to help. $5, $10, $25, $100.
$2. I thought you were a billionaire.
Whatever you can do. We're going to make it. We're going to use that money well, and we're going to win.
We're going to win.
We're dealing against some very sick and corrupt people.
Right, sure.
So we're going to win. We're going to make America great again, greater than ever before. Thank you.
They're the ones that are controlled by the left, and that's because we have allowed it to happen.
That's Donald Trump Jr.
That's why
talking about Jesus.
Watching a group like this here means so much to me. It's why I got my butt on a plane and flew all the way to the West Coast to speak for half an hour, only to fly back.
Oh, aren't you a champ?
Because we are the front line of freedom.
Oh, we're getting there. Don't worry.
We are the front line of liberty.
Freedom.
And
freedom is slavery.
We band together, we can take on these institutions. But we got...
Wait, hold on.
Okay? They won't. And this will be contrary to a lot of our beliefs, because I'd love not to have to participate in cancel culture. I'd love that it didn't exist. But as long as it does,
the audio is not really well.
We better be playing the same game. Okay? We've been playing T-ball for half a century, while they're playing hardball and cheating. Right? We've turned the other cheek, and I understand sort of the biblical reference.
Yeah.
I understand the mentality.
Sure you do.
But it's gotten us nothing. Okay? It's gotten us
What
nothing.
do you want from turning the other cheek? Nothing. It's gotten you nothing? Except the least upwardly mobile of all the Western democracies, right? It's gotten you nothing. Except the fact that the capital gains tax is 8%. When working for a living, you have to pay 35% or possibly more, right? What do you mean? It's gotten you nothing. When 40 years ago, the gap between rich and poor was 50 to 1, and now it's over 400 to 1. It's gotten you nothing. Except, what are they talking about? They want to be able to have it all and also be as horrible as they are without any blowback, without anybody having a reaction to it. It's gotten us. I know the biblical reference to it. I know. But what has it gotten us? So you're telling us that you know better than Jesus, right? That's what he's saying. That's what Donald Trump Jr. is saying. Pay no attention to what Jesus says. Just use the Bible. Buy that Bible, $60, $59.99, and be as horrible as you are, as they are. They're all absolutely awful. Jesus warned against the leaders who are hypocrites and what he called blind guides, condemning those who make the word of God of no effect through their traditions. Jesus cautioned that such leaders would face God's judgment, but, they don't really believe they're going to face any judgment. They clearly don't face any judgment in our court of laws because we have a corrupt and illegitimate Supreme Court that's doing their bidding, that's allowing, in this next election, gerrymandered maps that have been deemed to be racially gerrymandered to against the Democratic Party, of course, against people of color who want to commit the sin of voting. of not voting for Republicans, not voting for their own demise. But the Supreme Court is doing the bidding. This illegitimate Supreme Court is doing the bidding of the Republicans by dragging their feet, allowing these grifted maps to be. I mean, really, that they are, they've cheated, that they've drawn maps to deliberately disenfranchise the people who are voting for their representation. They want to go, they're going to the polls because they're voting for people they want to represent their community. And here come the Republicans to pick their voters, not the voters to pick them. This is why you don't let the foxes into the hen house, because they're never going to leave. And that's what they're doing. They have no integrity. They have no allegiance, pledge allegiance. I keep thinking about the Republicans. They like to put on the show, like Matt Gaetz, for example. Oh, put on this big show about how let's all do the Pledge of Allegiance in the Capitol every morning. Before every meeting, let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. They already do the Pledge of Allegiance, but let's do it again. Let's do it again and again. So Matt Gaetz can go on to Fox News and say, though the Democrats didn't want to do the Pledge of Allegiance another fifth time for the day, because there's actual work to be done. They like to pledge allegiance, but they don't like to actually do anything that shows that they have allegiance to the flag. What is the flag? The flag for the republic for which it stands, right? And it's not just the flag. It's not just your red, white, and blue fashion abortion. It actually stands for some things, like being able to vote, but like picking your own representatives without Republicans swooping in and saying, "Oh no, you don't, booby. We're gonna draw a map." So you don't have a say. You don't have a voice. If you don't vote the way we want you to vote, then you're not going to vote at all. It's like in Russia, like in their dreamlands. Voting is a pantomime. It's not legitimate. Go through the motions. As long as you do what they tell you to do, you could be free. You're free in the constraints for which they have drawn for you. And that's it. You're free to vote for who they want you to vote for. And if you do something different, it won't count. Your vote will be so diluted. Why even vote? What's the point? So this is what the Republicans have done. This is the tyranny of the minority. And this illegitimate Supreme Court allowing it to go on, just dragging their feet through everything, through allowing this con man to, they're just doing what they're helping him in his attempt to. Hold on a second. Here comes the music, whatever. The Supreme Court is helping the con man in his, his dirty tricks of what he's always done his entire life. Dragging his feet, slow walking, so he can, instead of going to court, I mean, if you're innocent, wouldn't you want to clear your name as quickly as possible before the voters? Maybe the voters will get a bad idea and you want, hey, I'm being wrongly accused. I need to clear my name. Of course not, because he's guilty of sin. That's why he has to go after the judge's daughter and things like that. Now, imagine it was any one of us who had to go to court for whatever, if we incited a mob to storm the Capitol and defecate and urinate in the halls and try to hang the vice president. Right, let's just say. And, do you think we'd be allowed to roam free? Threatening people? Threatening people. But, of course, he's full of shit. And the only thing, this is what Republicans have done. They have turned this country against each other. There's no more Democrats and Republicans meeting on the field of ideas, right? And getting in front of their voters and saying, well, I have an idea. I have this idea. I want, we all believe in democracy. We all believe in an economically vibrant and upwardly mobile working class majority. We just have different ideas how to get there. And here's my idea how to get there. And here's my idea how to make our infrastructure better and our children educated and our populace happy, contented, and free. No. That's not what they do. They're not in this to help people. I mean, speaking of infrastructure, case in point is this bridge that got knocked down. Of course, we talked about it on the last show, how they're they are saying how it's everything but what happened. It's not that a ship crashed into it and it fell. It's all kind. It's terrorism. It's DEI. It's everything that they hate. It's immigrants. It's everything. It's a conspiracy. It's something. Sure, soon it'll be aliens from space.